Mesdames, Messieurs, bonjour, bonsoir. Encore une fois sur ITV et vous pouvez suivre une édition spéciale de ITV. Et je dis à nous avec nous superviseur élection dans Broward County qui c'est Dr. Brenda Snipes, accompagné de Mark-Eddie Mason qui lui-même tout c'est Creole Coordinator dans le département élection dans Broward. And Dr. Brenda Snipes and Eddie, good afternoon and welcome to ITV.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Dr. Brenda Snipes, you tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, currently I'm serving as the Supervisor of Elections for Broward County. I was appointed to this position back in 2003 by then Governor Jeb Bush, and I've been in the position since then. I've been elected 3 times prior to since my appointment. And I come from Talladega, Alabama, which is a small college town in the state of Alabama. I moved here back in the 60s along with my husband. I was a classroom teacher, and I worked for the Broward County Public Schools for a very long time. We have 2 daughters, 2 granddaughters, and they live out of state. So we spend most of our time going back and forth to see our children, and I spend the rest of the time working for Supervisor of Elections.
All right. In the past years, election has been a hot topics in Florida. So what is the most challenging experience you have had so far holding this job?
I think the most challenging experience overall that just goes from year to year is finding ways that we get information out to the voters, because there's a lot of information that supports the election process, and the more educated our voters are, the better experience they have over time. So communicating with the voters through media, through personal contact, through going into the various communities and neighborhoods. So we're glad that you have us here today because we're able to focus on the Haitian community, and we have Mark-Eddie Mason with us, and he's going to be able to tell you some of the specific things that we do. But that's always, it's a challenge that I think we meet, and we meet well, but there are always areas where we can improve upon.
All right, thank you, Dr. Snipes. Mark-Eddie, Dr. Snipes, ça te fait mention de vous-même. Depuis combien de temps vous travaillez avec le département élection à Broward?
Je travaille avec le département élection depuis avril 2008.
OK.
Donc, avril, ça pour le faire 8 ans.
Bon, on petit résumé de l'expérience avec Dr. Snipes et puis caractéristiques de job que vous faites.
Normalement, Dr. Snipes c'est un great leader parce que là, il a créé position pour te gagner un Spanish coordinateur, et moi apprendre que c'est lui-même qui t'a décidé pour lui faire un créole coordinateur parce qu'il t'a pensé que gain haïtien, il faut que gain un monde qui parle créole pour capable créer un bridge entre bureau élection avec la communauté haïtienne. Donc c'est moi comme on board depuis avril 2008, et nous faisons un paquet de travail, nous which un paquet de côté, et nous dans l'église, dans toute l'école, et nous which communauté haïtienne, et kounya il y a un bagage que nous a fait côté que nous mettons au monde qui parle créole dans chaque côté qui gagne présence, surtout dans early voting. Donc c'est un bagage qui est vraiment extraordinaire.
All right, thank you, Mark-Eddie. Dr. Snipes, there will be election this year in 2016. And there's election sets for March 15, election sets for August 30th, and the general election on November 8th. So what are the voting methods for these elections? Do you have new machines? And in terms of early voting, absentee ballots, and so tell us more about that.
Okay, we're approaching the election for March 15th, and of course that's the presidential preference primary. It's a little bit different in that voters are going to go in and vote for the nominee, the presidential nominee for either the Democratic or the Republican Party. In order to do that, a voter must be a member of the party of the person that they are voting for. And so Tuesday, which was the 16th, was the last day for a voter to change parties if they chose to do that. for this election. So
So
we'll,
meaning if they haven't done so on
if
the
they haven't
16th,
done
so they will not be
they
able
can
to
do it,
participate.
but it would only make them eligible to vote in the primary
Okay.
for August. So that's a little bit different, a little bit challenging when I talked about communicating, getting information out to everyone. That's one of those things we've put a lot of emphasis on. But there will still be voters who have some points of confusion about that. So for anyone who did not change their party, and we're talking about folks who probably are NPA or independent voters,
Okay.
when they choose to not select a party, that's okay, that's a voter's option. But when it comes to a primary, they must be a member of that party in order to cast a vote for candidates in those parties. So we have a lot of people, we have about 300,000 voters prior to this past Tuesday who were classified as independent or NPA or Green Party or some other minor party. And so, you know, as we go forward, we want to keep that message out there because August is a primary as well.
Okay.
The only thing in August, we'll have more local races on the ballot. But for the presidential primary for March 15th, we'll have the presidential candidates there from the Republican and the Democratic Party. And it's important for voters to know as well that they're going to see all of the names of the candidates who first indicated that they were running in either the Republican or the Democratic Party. And that's because the candidates did not withdraw before our state elections office sent out the voter list of everybody who would be participating. So we can't just, if a person tells us they want to be on the ballot, they go through all those steps, you can't just take them off if they call you up and say, look, I want to take my name off the ballot. No, there's a process. There's an official withdrawal process that they go through. So we want voters to understand that, so when they see a name that they've heard through all of the media, that person is no longer a candidate. If their name is still there, it means that they suspended their campaign. They did not withdraw the campaign. So that's the March election. For March, we are going to have the 3 ways to vote. We'll have the vote by mail or the absentee. We took about 100,000 of those ballots to the post office on Tuesday. And some of them are beginning to come back in. So we're glad that the voters are getting the ballots and making their decisions and sending them back in. But the voter does have until 7 p.m. on election night to get that ballot back to us. Postmarks don't count. That's very important for the voters to know, because in many cases, if you postmark something prior to the date that it's requested, then you're still okay, but postmarks don't count. So we need to have it in our physical possession by 7 p.m. on election
So
night.
meaning if they do not have time to mail that absentee ballot and then they take it to the polling station, so
They can-
would you be able to?
They can take it to an early voting location. We're
Okay.
going to have, I believe we'll have about 12 early vocations around Broward, and they will be identified as locations where you can drop off your absentee ballot. They can take it there. They can bring it to one of our regular offices, the one downtown Fort Lauderdale on Broward Boulevard and Andrews Avenue. Or they can take it to our Lauderhill office, which is on 441 and 16th Street. And we have a location in Pompano at EPAT Larkins. All of that is on our website.
Okay.
So if they think, well, I just don't want to give my ballot to anyone else, put it in the post office, can drop it off, that's fine, as long as we have by 7. And if they choose to go ahead and mail the ballot, then no postage is required. The Supervisor of Elections office has already taken care of the postage, so a voter will not have to apply postage to their ballot. It's already been done.
Right, Makedi, après continuer avec vous. Parlez-nous un peu de process élection. Est-ce que il y a une nouvelle machine que vous mettez? Comment ça a fait? Moun kap mail absentee ballot, so qui obligation que vous avez pour tout ça? Et si il y a des moun tout, il y a des informations que vous pas comprendre, est-ce que il y a une possibilité pour les offices quelconque pour gagner information ça?
Oui, nous gagnons chaque fois qu'il y a une élection, Dr. Snipes toujours créer une situation accommodée pour lui venir avec new machine et pour lui rendre le process là facile. Et en plus que Jean dit là que nous gagnons monde que nous permet travail surtout monde qui parle créole pour capable aider monde qui viennent voter qui peut parler anglais.
Okay.
Parce que nous gagnons en pile haïtien qui viennent citoyen mais qui pas parler anglais. Donc les arriver dans pour une place là faut qu'il y ait un monde qui parle créole qui est capable d'aider. Mais après ça, tout l'autre processus et toute information que nous gagnons dans le bureau d'élection, est en créole. Donc ça veut dire que nous n'avons pas de problème du tout pour être capable d'aller, pour être capable de voter normalement parce que nous pensons que c'est nécessaire pour tout le monde ait possibilité pour être capable de voter.
Well, Dr. Snipes, that's the same question I was going to ask you. So how does your office coordinate all the outreach activities, and especially for the Haitian community? We have a large Creole-speaking community over there. So how do you plan on reaching out to this community, especially in terms of information? So what is your plan on doing that?
Okay. One of the things that we do is to employ a Haitian coordinator, and of course that's MKD. And he's out in the community on a regular basis. Number one, when he started this job, I guess about 10 years ago, one of the things that he had to do was to determine where there was a concentration of members of the Haitian community, and I think he's done that, and he's done that well. So that's kind of the first foundation that we use to work with the Haitian community. And then we put all of our communication in 3 languages. We have our ballots that are in 3 languages. Some areas won't print all 3 languages on the ballot, but we do. So any voter that goes in speaking English, Spanish, or Creole is going to have access to the ballot right in front of them. We produce all of our promotional materials in Creole as well. And we put information on our website in Spanish and Creole. So just as we would communicate with any other segment of the population, that's how we communicate with our Creole population as well.
For example, for someone who is new to Broward County, someone who just moved to Broward County, someone who just became a U.S. citizen, so what should they know about the process?
Especially for someone who just became an American citizen, a U.S. citizen. We're fortunate to have the immigration office in Broward County. Initially, it was not there. It's been there, I don't know, what, 6 years perhaps?
That's going to be 7 years.
It's been there 7 years. From the inception of that office coming to Broward until now, we have staff at the locations every time there is a ceremony to induct new citizens, then my staff is right there. So the voter, when they leave their ceremony, have taken their oath, have become fully naturalized citizens, so then they're able to go right into the lobby to register to vote. Our staff is there for every one of those events. So that's primarily how we get to individuals. Then the new citizen, then if somebody moves to Broward County, wants information, we don't know they're there, then if they can get to our website, which we usually keep full of information, we update on a regular basis. Whatever an individual needs, they can get the basis of that information from the website. We handle people in our offices on a regular basis. Nobody's required to have an appointment if they need information coming to the office, because just as we have Creole-speaking workers on election day, we have Creole-speaking workers who are permanent staff members in our office. So I think we've taken a lot of things into consideration so that we can serve our voters well.
All right, nous allons prendre un petit break et puis nous allons tourner à l'heure. On va suivre ITV Special.